Welcome. We are cool. We are the Center of Online Learning, and because we host and help manage the online courses for Columbus State University, we are, this is the first in our series of the continuous delivery updates for the system. And that means that every month our host, Brightspace or /D2L, you may have heard of that, that hosts our courses has some updates to the system. And we wanted to make sure we were able to describe those, show those, and answer any questions that you might have about those updates. And our esteemed LMS administrator, Jan Haney, is going to show us a little bit about May's updates and talk a little bit about June's updates that are coming up. And we plan to have this virtual demo every month. So I hope that you'll be able to join us next month if you weren't able to this month. And just to let you know, we're recording this and plan to share this recording later on in case you missed it. I'll just let Jan take over, and thanks for coming.
First, a few comments about the updates that were put in place in May. You may have seen the announcement that was posted to Cougar View, but just to just refresh on these, some of the major changes are in assignments with the annotation tool, rubrics and grades, and grading with the rubrics. So I'm just going to take a quick look at just one of my sample courses where I can show you what we're looking at. So for the first one, let's look at assignments. And in assignments now, when you are evaluating a student submission, with the evaluation tool, you can it to a full screen. So as it loads, we can show it on a full screen so that it makes it easier to read, and you can zoom as you need to. So that's will for some documents make it much easier to read. And with the annotation tools that have been put in place, you now have a pen, highlighter, and two different types of highlighter. And if you select a tool, you can change the color, change the size, so that you can highlight. And then you can use our text box, and you can add some comments. And all these annotations that are added are viewable by the students. Also, there are some tools that allow you to create a bounding box, a line and arrow tool, and a rectangle. You can print it out with the comments. And also, there is a tool that will allow you to actually rotate the page so that if a student submits a document and it actually rotates, you can rotate it so that you can view it. And there are some paging modes here, so you can see just a single page, side-by-side page. This is only a single page document, and this is an old document, as you can see. And then also there is a page transition so that if there are multiple pages, you can scroll through and it'll just continue, or you can have a single page where you have to jump to the next page. And of course, to get out of it, you can just click this button or click the escape button, and it will return to the regular view. You can also, you don't have to use the annotation tool. You can opt out of it. In discussions, when you are doing adding feedback to it, there is the actual ability to save it as a draft mode. So let's go into this next assignment real quick. And since I did publish this, I'm going to retract it. And as you can see, with one that has not been graded or where the tool has been, the feedback has been retracted, you have the publish or save as draft. So if you get interrupted, you can actually save where you're at and come back later and finish your assessment and feedback for the student, and then publish it out to the students. With the grades, previously the rubric scores did not transfer to the grade book. With the new grading and rubric settings, the grade within the rubric will now transfer to the grade column in the grade book that item is associated with. Fairly simple, don't need to show it. The full screen mode that I showed you in the assignments is now also available in the quizzes assessment view, so that it has the same button where you can click on it and bounce to a full screen view. So if you're grading a text submission, it makes it a little bit easier to read instead of trying to read it in the small bounding box that's available at the time. Also, there is newly added a rubric grading capability for groups, assignments, and group discussion. So you can grade a group and everybody in the group get the same grade off the rubric for their group work. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact Cool. We'll be glad to help you on if you have any more information, need more information on the May updates that are in place now on Cougar View. There is previously when a rubric was used for assessing and discussions, it needed to be, it wasn't directly linked to a grade item and had to be manually transferred over. Now when a rubric is used in the discussion tool, once that rubric is filled out, and it automatically adjusts the overall score, and we update it, and that score has been published, and it gets reported back to the grade book. And again, if you have any questions or you want more details, please feel free to contact us. For those instructors who use learning objectives, now the new grading experience that's been being slowly built into the Cougar View environment, it can now be used to assess learning objectives. Okay, I will have to demonstrate this individually. If you do use learning objectives, please give me a call or email me, and I will connect with you and walk you through the process and explain it to you as we go. The last tool is user progress. There is a more consistent tracking. So if we go to class list, and we want to track a student's progress, we click the action arrow, and we click View Progress. And if you've not used this tool, this gives you the ability to see what the students have done, what content they may have visited. So we can see this student did not visit Unit 1. If there are multiple pieces in the unit, there would be a percentage scale and the number of items that they visited. And also how many topics visited totally, total visits, and how much time was spent. Yeah. So if you see, oh, they visited everything, but they spent 3 minutes visiting 50 topic items, the question is, how much did they absorb? So this is a good tracking tool. It can also be used to look at students who may be having difficulties And you can see that they are spending significant time on the topics. They're visiting all the topics. And you know that the students are working on it, and they may not be able to comprehend the concepts. And you can then contact those students and help guide them and help them learn the materials. So it can be a kind of a carrot as opposed to strictly just being a stick tool. Or if a student says, hey, I wasn't able to log in, well, you can look at how they logged into the system, and also if they access the course. They are two separate items. Just because they logged in doesn't mean they accessed your course. My recommendation is explore this, and it will give you some better idea of what this can help you with. If you find that students are having a problem understanding a concept, but you do a quick overview of the students and you're seeing that they're just, a majority of them are skipping a topic or missing a topic, maybe there's something that in the way the course is set up, they're not able to get to that topic or find it easily. And you can then go back and adjust your course so that it becomes more readily available to your students, to your learners.